Common Knowledge Podcast, just a man doing the best he can with what he got. And it's that time for me to do the podcast I do every year. Things we need to leave behind in 2026. And yes, I know the wording probably should be different. It should be things not to bring into 2026, but I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I'm not going to change the wording, so there it is. But things we need to leave behind in 2026. And I'm going to give my thesis and what I think that we need to not bring into this new year, this being the first podcast of the new year. And let me say, the theme of this year's podcast is going to be reality and living in it. Because it seems like we've made a false reality world for ourselves to live in, where we can just live in this make-believe world that's not really real. And I think we need to stop that in 2026. Like, you never had to apologize for being white, guys. That wasn't the thing. White Americans never had to apologize for being white. Made up. The economy is secretly booming. You're just ungrateful. No, you're broke. If you're broke, it's your mindset. Not rent, not food, not healthcare. These damn YouTube influencers got you thinking that you can will your way out of being broke. If you just change how you think, tomorrow you won't be broke. Not reality, guys. Reality is, man, everybody out here broke. Culture wars matter more than money. No, they don't. Everybody's broke. Drag shows, books, and flags. Somehow, that's become the main issue, not the price of eggs. Social media influencers are not experts, myself included. Podcasts over doctors is stupid. YouTubers over economists is stupid. Confidence is not competence. Loud is not smart. These algorithms just pushing out stuff to make you mad, guys. That is reality. Some of you guys actually think everybody is lying to you except the guy that you voted for. And that's a dumb way of looking at life. I think everybody's lying to you. Matter of fact, take it that I'm lying to you. Don't trust me. You better look up everything I say. Like, seriously, I give you proof. Everything I say, man, I try to give proof. So even if you disagree with me, you know where I'm coming from. You know where I got my information from. Like, 2024 showed us this. Conspiracies don't survive because they're smart. They survive because they feel good, and it's all about feelings. Once again, it's not facts don't care about feelings. Feelings don't care about your damn facts, because you guys are on that Halle Berry make me feel good. But 2026 is the year that we live in reality. We need to be 110% honest about what we're seeing. We ain't got to throw no sauce on it. We ain't got to throw no extra seasoning on it. But we do need to be honest about what is happening. Reality is undefeated. You can argue with opinions. You can't argue with receipts. So this year, we're going to leave behind the stuff we know is fake, even when it makes us feel good. The first thing we need to leave behind in 2026 is the internet tough guy. This is the end of the internet tough guy. The online alpha culture that sells you the facade of confidence as cruelty, or masculinity as control, and money as morality has to end. And it was a hard 2025 for the manosphere. And I have been a long advocate of the manosphere dying, because most of these people are using the manosphere to exploit, make money, and confuse or indoctrinate younger men. And one of the main culprits was Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate only works because there is a certain sect of men who are looking for somebody to blame for themselves being mediocre. That's the only way Andrew Tate works, because he's a part of a wider online manosphere ecosystem that pushes male supremacy and anti-feminist ideas, often wrapped in self-improvement language. That was the Fresh and Fit guys. A couple of ugly ass dudes who use their money to get girls complaining because they use their money to get girls. That was Kevin Samuels. The whole get down was to, hey, make an entertaining product, but overall push the narrative that women are asking for too much. And it only works because a lot of guys are lonely. The only guys I know personally that fell for this Andrew Tate shtick was dudes I knew who personally couldn't get ass. I'm just being honest. Like dudes who could not find out how to be their true and authentic selves leaned on Andrew Tate. He became de facto daddy for a lot of these people. Like, a lot of researchers have directly analyzed Andrew Tate's content as a high volume producer of masculinity messages online, and they all come up with the same conclusion. And that conclusion is, it's a hustle. They're doing this for engagement and money. They're just trying to make money off you guys. They're doing all this shit as a joke, as a game. They don't care. It's an act. And the real punchline, how you know this is an act, is that quote unquote boxing match Andrew Tate had. And a lot of folks are reveling in him being knocked out. And it wouldn't be so funny if a lot of you guys didn't actually believe this guy was a real fighter. Like, seriously, I did kickboxing for multiple years, trained in Japan, and I didn't know anybody in America, Japan, or even in Australia. The places I've trained at, I don't know anybody who ever took Andrew Tate as a serious fighter. Not a one. Nobody, right? But him getting knocked out was kind of the death blow of everything this man been saying. And let me just say this, guys. Any fighter knows you can't beat up the world. And I had a trainer, John Trent, that told me, man, if you've never lost a fight, you never fought anybody tough. But what made Andrew Tate's recent fight so funny is that Chase Damore, the guy he fought, is not really seen as an elite fighter, right? And there was little bitty signs before that fight, even at the pressers, where you could tell Andrew Tate was uncomfortable. Like, seriously, it looked like a dude who wrote a check his ass could not cash. And you can have muscles, you can have bravado, you can have all the confidence in the world, but that has little to nothing to do with getting inside the ring and squaring up with somebody. But he's internet tough. Like, he's tough on the internet. You can talk tough behind these keyboards, but a lot of these guys see these internet tough guys and think they can be tough too. And I'm gonna tell you guys, man, I went through my tough guy phase, and you learn real quick that it's exhausting, man. Trying to puff your chest up and trying to beat up everybody, it gets mentally taxing. Like, me mugging everybody. Like, no, dude, don't you want to smile? Don't you want to relax? Don't you want to take your girl out and not like worry about who's looking at her and if you're being disrespected? If you're being disrespected, handle it then. But worrying about it and looking for confrontation is a loser's way. When I go out now, if you disrespect me, we can handle it. I'm going to try to talk it out with you, honestly. Like, look, man, you apologize, we can move on. But I'm not looking for conflict anymore, dude. I'm really not. Like, seriously. Especially if I can walk away. If I can walk away from a conflict, even better. Because 9 out of 10, dog, I'm not going to be thinking about you a week from now. Oh my God, you said some stupid shit now. A week from now, I'm not going to be thinking about you. If your masculinity requires you to disrespect women, bully men, and flex on broke people, that's not strength, man. That's just insecurity with Wi-Fi. right? And that's what Andrew Tate brand was based on. Insecurity. Hey man, cover up your insecurities by being a dick, by being a big jerk. You can cover up all your insecurities. And a lot of young dudes, they were just looking for direction. And the internet is full of these shysters selling them shortcuts. It takes a lot to know who you are, a lot to find out who you are. But real confidence don't come from the need of an audience. You don't need an audience for confidence, dude. If you gotta threaten people to feel like a man, you're not tough, man. You're fragile. You're a wimp. And when a society worships fake power online, it becomes easier to protect real abusers in real life. And that's what Andrew Tate is. An abuser. The man has multiple sex trafficking charges against him right now. In Romania. Him and his brother Tristan. This is not anybody we should be praising or propping up. But in 2026, man, let's let it go. Find your own way. The manosphere must die. And it starts with the death of the internet tough guy. We got to go ahead and just be honest with ourselves. America is ran by sexual derelicts, abusers, and pedophiles. We have a culture of protecting predators now in America. It's not left versus right. It's power versus the people. This Epstein situation shows a pattern, a distinct pattern of the powerful, mainly men, abusing their power for sexual pleasure and deviance. People scream, protect the kids, until it costs them something. And then it becomes excuses, whataboutism, and selective outrage. In late December 2025, the U.S. Justice Department released a large dump of Epstein-related material. Major outlets noted it included many references mentioning public figures. Now, Reuters reported on a section that implicated Trump in the redactions. And the only reason they were able to see the unredacted material is because the people who were supposed to do the redaction didn't do it properly. Now, keep in mind, all these documents was released by the DOJ. Including the document Epstein sent that said, hey, isn't it crazy that we're behind bars and he's in the White House? They released these files. It's just they weren't competent enough to redact them the right way. Now remove Trump from the files for a second. Like, get that part out of your head. Those files showed Epstein's recruitment pipeline, his predator-like behavior, and his network. I could not read through those files because they were that disgusting. That's before you even get to Trump. A group of rich and powerful men are all implicated in those files, which leads to the only conclusion you can come to: that this country is being ran by pedophiles. Immense money gets you access to anything. And that's the real problem with these Epstein files, and the problem we need to face. Trump, 4 times during his campaign, invoked the name of Epstein. The 2 podcasters that are running the FBI invoked Epstein. The right-wing media sphere told us we should care about this. The same right wing that says, hey man, we got to protect kids. The same right wing to tell you trans people can't compete in sports because they're trying to protect girls. That's the same right wing that turned their back as soon as they found out their guy was in the Epstein files. which is a show of character. Because if you truly believe this, you wouldn't care who was in that file. You would want their ass to rot. But the pivot was made that once they found out Trump was in those files, they started bringing up Democrats. Oh, well, Bill Clinton is in those files. How about this famous dude? I don't give a damn. They all can rot in the same jail cell for all I care. I don't care. And furthermore, I care now because you told me to care. Right wing? The Biden campaign didn't make this a promise. Kamala Harris didn't run on this. This cannot be a left-wing hoax if the right brung it up. And we need to live in reality. That is what's happening. That is what happened. The current administration is protecting a sex abuser. Many of you guys supported a sex abuser. That's what's happening. You have no morals. You have no scruples. You're just riding for your side. And the safety and abuse of women don't matter to you. Doesn't matter. You don't care. Megyn Kelly trying to make a R. Kelly distinction. Well, what is child? 15 years old versus 8. Mike Johnson, all you guys are enablers. You don't care. And let's just admit that. You guys are okay harboring and protecting a potential pedo. And look, if I was implicated in any way in these files, I would want full transparency to clear my name up. But the folks who said they wanted transparency now don't want transparency. All because either you don't want to admit you've been scammed or you don't care. And here's the thing, man. A lot of people have defected from Trump. Republican Thomas Massey from Kentucky defected. Republican Haley Robinson defected. Marjorie Taylor Greene defected. But the problem with people who have been scammed is it's hard for them to admit they've been scammed, so they keep the scam going on longer. But I'm telling you, in 2026, just pull off the veil. Pull back the curtain. This is not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's a power thing. People in power, mostly men, are using their power and abusing it to do sexual debauchery. Isn't this why we have the Mann Act? And let me just say again, I don't give a damn what political party anybody in them files are. They all should be addressed and they all can rot in the same damn cell. In 2026, let's live in reality. And while people are distracted by team sports and culture war issues, the rich keep running off with the money and skirting responsibility. And the rest of us just keep paying more for less. Like, this is all it's about, man. The problem, the bigger problem isn't just the predators. It's the enablers. It's the folks who will protect power because they think one day they'll get a seat at the table, and I'm convinced that's what it is. A lot of y'all are okay protecting these predators because you feel like, hey, one day I'll get all that power and I can take advantage of these people. And let me tell you guys, man, it ain't gonna happen. Like, seriously. Most of you guys are going to be broke. You're broke now and you're gonna be broke. You're not gonna get a seat at the table. One thing that was amazing, I can say amazing. One thing that was amazingly disgusting this year. Every time I went down my Facebook timeline, damn near every day, I would see a story about sexual abusers. And I don't know what this says about me, but it got so regular to the point I started taking pictures every time I saw one. And let me just go through my Pictures. A North Carolina school employee was among those arrested in an undercover South Carolina sting operation regarding suspected child predators. Sex offender posed as a doctor and assaulted a 10-year-old at school, police says. Young girls were sexually abused by a church member. They were told to forgive and forget. Missing Virginia football coaches wanted on child pornography and other charges, police say. A North Carolina man is accused of sex crimes against 3 children. Fox 10 News, worst of the worst. Man accused of having awful sexual abuse material of babies on his phone. Shelbyville man charged with molesting 2-year-old girl. All this is happening. I don't think it's a coincidence. There's a recent uptick in all these damn crimes coming out. Rot starts from the top. It's a reason why you attack the powerful and bring them down. It's called a deterrent. Like seriously, when police officers go after drug kingpins and take them down, because it sends a message to everybody at the bottom that they can be next. And we need to start cleaning up the rot at the top. All these rich and powerful people out here doing this sexual debauchery, we need to take their asses down, because the world is getting crazy. All these psychos and these sick fucks are feeling empowered. They're doing more. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. These guys got caught. These are the ones that are getting caught. How many more we don't know about? In 2026, I don't want to hear a mumbling damn word about protecting children if we're not going after these sick fucks on the Epstein file. Because you don't care about protecting. You have the evidence right there that you can put out and people you can go after that you're not doing. If you're not going to do that, shut up about protecting women. Shut up about trans people in sports. Shut up about all these damn culture issues if you're not going to fix the problem. We already know this here. And what we do know is the guy in the White House is in the file of the guy who was a sexual abuser. Live in reality. Hey guys, last section here in Real Talk. I need you guys to realize you're broke. Yes, I need you guys to realize you have no money, you're broke, and you're probably gonna always be broke. And because you don't know that you're broke, we can't move things forward. Yeah, America is a terrible place to live. Great place to try to make money, but a terrible place to live. I need you guys to start traveling outside of America and see how other people are living. We live terribly. And that's in part because Americans think it takes money to live well. And it doesn't. It doesn't take a lot of money to live well. But wellness is being denied to us because a lot of y'all fall for the trap of the people with means, making you believe one day you're going to have the means they have, and you're not. You're going to be broke. It's time to eat the rich. You got to stop worshiping people who are robbing you blind. See, a lot of Americans vote like they're undercover millionaires, but in actuality, they're dealing with medical debt, a shrinking middle class, and are working harder for less. But they kind of feel like, hey man, one day I'm going to get that $1 million. And when we talk about like people who are taking SNAP benefits and Medicaid, that ain't me. That's them other people. When a lot of people now who are against SNAP benefits were actually on them at one point in time. Do you guys know that SNAP benefits are temporary? Yeah, they're not a forever thing. And a lot of y'all don't know there's work requirements for SNAP benefits. So most people on SNAP are actually working. They just don't get paid enough to eat. Out of the 10 most developed countries in the world, the USA ranks last in our healthcare on access, equity, and outcomes, despite spending the most. We spend the most on our healthcare because we got so much damn red tape in between it. You could save so much money if you cut out the insurance companies and made it mandatory that the government negotiate prices for all drugs. Other rich countries spend like half of what we do per person. Half. And if you poll those people, most of them are happy with their health care. Like a lot of y'all think that people outside of America own government or socialized healthcare, hate it, and that's not the case, man. Most people like it. They love it. Also, people on socialized healthcare in America like it. Like your congressman, your congressperson, the veteran who goes to the VA, that's government healthcare. And as a veteran, man, I like government healthcare. I really do. Like, is access a problem at times? Yes, it is. But overall, I like the quality of care I get from the VA. Like, America is the only place where you can pay luxury prices and still be scared to go to the doctor. Most Americans are one flu away from being broke. If you get cancer in America, man, the first thing you're probably going to think is, oh my God, I got cancer. And the second thing you're going to think is, how I'm going to pay for this. I'm not going to pay for this because insurance is a scam in America. Insurance is about profits in America. Man, Luigi showed us that. Luigi Mangione, a guy with means, couldn't get his back taken care of because insurance doesn't pay. They don't pay out. Like, that's the insurance hustle. The insurance hustle is, man, you give me $1 and I give you 50 cents on that dollar. And anything I get you less than that 50 cents, man, is profits and bonuses. So yeah, if I can pay you 35 cents on that dollar, I'm winning. That is our health insurance in a nutshell. And we let this slide because we got the myth of the takers, man. Like, most assistance is not what people think it is, like, right? So SNAP usage is massive. 41.7 million people in May. About 1 out of 8 Americans were on SNAP. 1 out of 8 Americans on SNAP. And a lot of y'all hearing that, and y'all gonna say, man, I feel like that's black people. That's not the case, man. Like, multiple fact checks and summaries of the USDA data notes that most SNAP recipients are white and US born. It ain't the immigrants, it ain't the blacks. It's white people using SNAP benefits. Because the US population is the majority white, and poverty hits every group, but the people in poverty, they will pretend they're not in poverty just to make sure people who don't look like them don't get the same benefits they're getting. Like, the takers are Americans. White, black, brown, and indifference, because it costs too damn much to live in America. And that's the problem. The problem is it costs too damn much. There's no cap on prices. You got suggested prices, suggested market prices, but you don't have market caps. Like, the government doesn't come in and tell you, hey, man, you can't charge no more than this for this product. They just say, hey, we suggest you set the price here. And then companies go above that. They tack on little fines. Like, have you ever asked yourself why you have an overdraft fee at the bank? And if you haven't, it's okay, because I didn't do it until I went to Japan. In Japan, I tried to stay up on my finances. And it was one time, man, a bill came in that I wasn't expecting. I didn't have the money to cover it. And I was scrambling, like, oh my God, I'm going to have all these late fees. The bills are going to stack up. I called the bank and they're like, what are you talking about? We didn't take the money out. The bill came in, I didn't have the money, and the bank just stopped it and said, no, you don't have the money. They didn't keep on tacking on fees. They just stopped. Why doesn't that happen in America? Was my next question. Why, if I overdraft, I need overdraft protection, and I got to worry about them charging me $40. Why is there a convenience fee every time I pay a bill? Have you noticed that? Utility bills. If you want to pay with a card, they're charging you convenience fees. Convenience fees. Just living costs so damn much in America, and you're being robbed every damn day But the rich people will convince you that, hey, it's those other poor people, not you. Entitlement programs are often shaped as minority handouts. Like only minorities are benefiting from entitlement programs. Well, once again, once you dig in the numbers, man, you realize, man, a majority of white folks on these entitlement programs. And if you think that the only people leeching off the government when they take entitlement programs are the minorities, you've been marketed a lie. A lot of your neighbors are one layoff away from struggling and being on SNAP. There needs to be strong safety nets. The truth of the matter is the middle class is shrinking, man. There is a wealth concentration at the top. There's a Pew report that shows the share of Americans in middle class or middle income household has fallen long term, and the middle class share of total income has dropped since 1970. It has been a race to the bottom. But a lot of folks still feel superior morally or for other reasons because of culture war issues. And the dirty secret about America is we use race to make certain people feel good and other people feel bad. A key example of this is the crime rate. You hear about black on black crime, but you've never heard about white on white crime. And if you don't know the stats for white on white crime, but you know the stats for black on black crime, that proves that you're just using cultural war issues to feel better about yourself. Like seriously, if you don't get the other half of the information, if you don't acknowledge that, hey man, and most of the people on SNAP are white, then it doesn't matter about the percentage of black people, right? Racism has been used to block progress and healthcare advances in America historically. History shows race and segregation politics shaped how Americans built and blocked healthcare access. A lot of Southern politicians were against nationalized healthcare because they didn't want the hospitals to be integrated. They didn't want those blacks being with the white babies. But even poor whites would have benefited from nationalized healthcare. Hell, the government had to weaponize Medicare benefits to hospitals to get them to desegregate. Like, look that up. A lot of hospitals denied Medicare for the longest because they didn't want integration. America has a long tradition of, if it helps them, I don't want it, even if it helps me. And that is expensive, man. Like seriously, in 2026, stop cosplaying like you're rich. No more fake tough guys. No more protecting predators because they got a D or R by their name. No more worshiping rich people while we can't afford a doctor. This is a year of reality. Reality is here, and we need to face it because we can't fix it until we face the problem. And that's the Common Knowledge Podcast. Thank you guys for rocking with me for the last 4 years. Here's to a strong 2026. Like, share, tell your friends. All my haters, I love you too. Peace.